stick around, she said. And if I call your number, never
yeah.
Ooh, stick around, she said. And if I call your number, pick me up, don't put me under. Ooh, stick around on your feet and your sleep. Come all the way to your knees. Long sleeves so you don't freeze. Can't
University success, another one, another one. Ow, another one. Ow, ow.
Alright, yo, so the album is now done. I was only able to show you guys a little bit of that footage because I actually plan on doing like some tutorial type things to show you how each song was created, just to give you a more in-depth situation on how the songs are produced, created, and finished. But for right now, I'll show you guys the studio setup that we have going on. I gotta make this video really quick. Alright, so to start off, the heart of the project is this MacBook right here. I'm sorry for the mess, haven't really cleaned up, but just trying to give you guys some content. This computer right here, I bought it from a guy off Craigslist for $800. This has all the software on it, like Logic, which is, and Fruity Loops, which can be used for creating instrumentals, but I mostly use Logic for all my production. I'll explain that once I start showing you guys how the songs were created for the album. After that, you have the first purchase I ever made for a studio, which are my studio monitors right here. My dad actually purchased these for me from a pawn shop after my freshman year of college. I think we were able to get our hands on these for like $110. Right there you can see where I like tried to scratch off the tag on it because I wanted to like tell people that they were like $1,000 speakers and whatnot. After that, you have the first keyboard that I purchased, which is right here, a Novation keyboard that I got from Guitar Center. That keyboard is what was used to produce the first and the second album that I came up with, but on the third album I actually used this keyboard right here, which is a M Audio, which has just a few more perks like pitch tuners and stuff on it, which that one over there does not have. We also have an Akai Professional and an Akai Studio with a cologne, a watch, and Zyrtec sitting on top of it. The Akai comes loaded with like thousands of drum kits in it, and I don't think thousands of drum kits, thousands of drum samples in it, and it has all the retro sounds like the ones that Dr. Dre would use and a lot of famous producers. So this right here is an instrument in itself, and it should be respected a lot more than what it is, so just gonna knock that stuff off of it. Right over here we have the sound system, which are the HS8s, Yamaha HS8, which are the studio like standards. These are the industry standards. If you want to be mixing some really good music, those are the speakers you want to use. Those are about $400 each, or at least they were when I purchased them. So they come out to a total of about $800. And yeah, after listening to them, I very rarely, if I just want to listen to my mixes or my masters and see how they turned out, I'll sometimes switch into those. But most of the work is done in the Yamahas. And then right here we have the interface that I'm using, which is a Steinberg UR12. This interface right here has what's known as a Yamaha D-Pre in it, which has too hot, too cold. I don't know what that stands for, but I know most of them only have one hot, one cold. So I'm assuming like that little extra, I know it adds like a certain coloration and harmonic distortion, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it does. And so far I like the sound. All my albums, every single song I've ever made has come through this Steinberg right there, and I'm a big fan of it. Don't think I'll switch to the Scarlett. Scarletts are what a lot of people use, but in my opinion they might be overrated. UR12. The microphone that I use is the Rode NTK2 microphone. This microphone is an Australian microphone. It actually has its own power source right down here that I usually turn on with my foot. Right there, you can see it when it lights up. Turn it back off. That microphone, this one, you actually have to wait for it to warm up. It's not like most condenser mics. And reason being is right inside here, there's a light bulb, a tube per se, that when the vocals go through it, it warms up the vocals and adds like this harmonic distortion that adds character to the track. And for me, I really like tube microphones because they have more of a retro sound and a more crunchier sound than most condenser. No, what's the term? Condenser? I think it's condenser. Most regular microphones is what I'll call them for the sake of this video. These usually have a more characterized sound. The pop filter, I used to use a nylon like mesh pop filter, but I actually have the Stedman ProScreen XL. This right here is a metal pop filter, and it's actually designed to where when the air goes through it, it just shoots the air like down. Like if I put my hand here and blow through it, the air is actually hitting my hand, which is down here, and it's just redirecting any air that comes through away from the microphone, so you don't get any plosives or anything like that hitting the mic. But on top of that, the reason why I like metal pop filters is you can clean them. I was buying pop filters like every 2 months, and after a while it was adding up. But with this one is, in my opinion, the highest studio quality one. And for me, like, it's all about the best stuff. That way I had no excuses when I released the music. I never want to say like the songs didn't come out good because of this or because of that. Like, the songs don't come out good, it's my fault, you know, because we have all of the necessary equipment. I have some sound, I wouldn't call it isolation, but like some dynamic changes in the room. You have the acoustic foam treatment placed all around the room in various places, and then I have the bass traps because these Yamahas push out a lot of subwoofer bass. So the bass traps, you want to put them in the corners of your room because that's where bass usually congregates itself, and by putting it in the corners you can kind of isolate the sound in the room a little bit better for the recordings. But because this is a college room, the acoustics are only going to be so good. So on top of that, I bought the SE filter for the microphone, so that way the mic can have a lot of clarity. And whenever I work with other students and whatnot, like, I just want to make sure that when I go in to mix a song, like, I have the best quality possible. And then on top of that, like, what's a really good sound isolation is always have a girl sitting in the corner of your room. What she does is allows the sound to like get trapped in her hair and stuff like that. When it gets trapped in the hair, you know, it really causes for a good sound and whatnot. Other than that, all the other stuff is like miscellaneous. Like, I have the first article that was written about me in terms of my music chilling on the wall, because when I'm, hold on, I have to sneeze.
Oh my God, bless you.
Thank you. Whenever I'm sitting here at the computer, I can see, you know what I'm saying, everything that's in front of me. So right here, this is a piece of art that I got from my boy out on Mill Avenue. His Instagram tag is Bruce Spray Paints. And Bruce, you are the man. Bruce came super clutch, and he made this painting for me after my first album dropped as kind of like a congratulations. And to me, it kind of seems like God's out in outer space, like bumping my music. So it's super, super dope. So that's very inspirational to look at when I'm working on music. Like I said, the first article ever written about me, it's a few pages. Let me see. Let me step over here. It's like a few pages to it and whatnot. And it's a very well written article from an interview I had from Mr. Eric. Mr. Eric asked me, you know, like what my inspirations were and whatnot. On top of that, I have a poster. I was able to start this thing at my college called Artist Spotlight, which is a way for artists to get their, if they're working on music and stuff, a way to get their music more advertised and more marketed on campus, to where more of the students can know about it. I have a picture of my mom and me chilling right there. That way I know who I'm doing this for, you know. Whenever I see a picture of her, it encourages me to like not quit, to just keep going, keep moving forward. I have a lineup from a little hall event where we performed on campus. Right on here is all the names. Is all the names of the people who performed that day. And that was just like a really cool event because it was like a spur of the moment and a good amount of people showed up. And of course, I raced motocross growing up for 10 years, so I have that there to kind of remind me, you know, where I came from. And then a whole list of like goals and accolades that I'm trying to accomplish. And then even on my mirror, I have like some motivational stuff, like hold yourself to your own standards. You're either going to be someone great or you're not. Your choice, you know. So little stuff like that to just keep me going. And yeah, that's the studio setup I have. If you have any questions, leave it down in the description. That is approximately, I mean, there's some things that I didn't show, like I have a few laptops that I purchased in terms of production, and a lot of miscellaneous stuff that I probably just forgot about. But if you have any questions, just leave a comment, and I'll try and get back to you, let you know like the pricing and whatnot, and if you're trying to start a studio yourself. But other than that, that's this video. You're looking at about a $5,000 setup in terms of a college studio setup. Might just be like one of the most expensive ones like in a college setting. But if you know one better, let me know.